Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. It is a most amazing thing. Here it is at least 1 a.m. early in the morning. And most people who are not out partying or having a good time at home are asleep. But for me, trying to go to sleep, but the thought of the pain and suffering in the life that human beings are being denied, man, troubles me. And I can't sleep. So I come in here and I want to share with you what I've been given. You see, I talk to you about basic human rights for all people. And when I speak about that, I'm talking about every human being on the face of the earth. And I'm talking about the rights that you have as a human being, every last one of you, as a human being stationed in these bodies, on this earth, wherever you might be, during these times. This can be heaven or hell. And if it is not heaven, it is hell. Let me say that again. If it's not heaven, it's hell. It doesn't matter that some people think that it's heaven because they're having such a wonderful time. They're having such a wonderful time at the expense of those that are suffering. That's the way the systems are built. You know, you have various systems in different places of the earth, and they're all just tools. It, they use it to address their economic situations of life. And you have some who call themselves this type of system or that type of system or this type of system and that type of system. And every one of them say that their system is the best system. And so when you come up in a society where, like, you're being taught basically everything, like the language you speak, you can speak it. And when you're taught about that economic situation, the way it is projected amongst the people, that's the way you see it. Regardless of what the outcomes are, you still remember it's the best system amongst all systems. And so you don't worry about other stuff. And then someone comes along and tells you that it's not the best system. In fact, tell you it's just one of the worst systems that ever exist. Because all systems are of the same stuff. All systems are made and designed that way. For instance, we talk about when we include the money thing and the taxes thing and the inflation thing and the deflation thing and all of that, my friends, it's a game. It's just like the game that was played at Enron. That was a system that had its way of doing it. And the other parts of the world like that are expressions of their way of playing the system. Problem is, these are governments. They're bigger, better, more protective. He's small, so he got busted and paid the price. But it's all systems designed to benefit those who benefit from it. And yes, there's someone who runs the show, and people play the role. Now, for instance, you think about this. I think I'll share with you the things that's being expressed on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that about the crazy games that people indulge themselves in just to try to live. Ooh wee. Now, for people who are so out of it, they periodically, will try to find a smooth way to get out of it. So they exploit the arts, those especially those that are interesting and get people lifted up, like music, like rapping, like acting. These things, bring happiness to people because they're going through something else that is robbing them of life. And not only that, big money come with it. Big money come with it. But in order to get big money, you have to do what anybody else who got the money wants you to do. Because if you won't, somebody else will. And they got the money to cause mountains to move when it comes down to ignorance that people have and the persuasiveness that they would allow themselves to be subject to. And so you got men doing things with men, and oh, now I'm not knocking LGBTQ when I'm saying this, but I'm saying when you got to be used and abused to try to get something that you want, and you don't have to, but you don't know it, and you, oh man, I can't say it. I'm gonna leave it alone because you know what I'm talking about. But people go through this kind of stuff. Now, here again, the reason that I speak this thing to you, ladies and gentlemen, is because I come to you with a message, and the message is so wonderful for me until I say it's from God. I say it's from God. And I know how you feel, those of you who don't believe in God and those who think you got a connection with God, feel when you hear someone else say it. You got it from God. And it's for that reason that I would, that they could say it another way that was authentic, but I can't. And the reason that I know it's from God is because out of all the systems that exist by man, none of them work for all the people. But this one does. God's does. You see, amongst men don't care about one another. Men care about themselves, and they include those others that help them to promote themselves. That's it. That's it. So you steal, you lie, you cheat, you do anything. You terrorize, you murder, you cause hate, you cause poverty, all of that just so you can say you somebody and trick the people to believe that they are part of this being somebody because they are not as bad as somebody else that you lied to about. Well, here is the game that's being played. And so when someone says that you can have everything, your needs, you can have your wants, you can have your desires met at your leisure. That means whenever you want them. They're always happening. Now, see, that is because you have recognized the partnership with the invisible power. I come to you, ladies and gentlemen, because I got a chance to see the direct action of the invisible power. So I know the invisible power exists. So I come to you because I don't call the invisible power luck. I call it what it is. And it is the power that can do things what we can't do. And so I come to you and say that that power, in partnership with that power, you here on this earth, having the needs, the wants, and the desires, and in order to satisfy those, the power that is responsible for your being here, made sure that those resources that's necessary outside of you are already planted. I'm talking about something I said a million times. Already planted on the earth, above the earth, under the earth. Some of it seen or some invisible. But it's there so that when your imagination brings you to the point it's time to create, you're ready. But not only that, the way that this works is that you, since you're here, participate in the process of creating this heavenliness that I speak to you about. You. And how do you do that? By recognizing the career, that something that you want to do that gives you your greatest joy. And you get into it. And it's no complicated matter now because things have changed. You recognize what it's all about, the truth. And so you make every avenue open, every way that perpetuates the success. The doors are open. If you need education, it's there, unlimited and unrestricted, and it's free. That nothing costs you anything. Healthcare, the same thing. Food, clothing, all of those things. Yours, as you would have it. And why? Because you got a career. You chose a career. You chose something that you love doing and you doggone it was going to do it. That means you put your hand to the plow. You claimed it as a career, something that you can participate in. And this is all of you. And it's designed in such a way that when you do this, it gives you your greatest joy. It is the thing that says life is absolutely fantastic. It is the thing that makes you want to get up every morning and night and never stop smiling. It, my friends, what you came to do. And you know it. Nobody trying to put you in a job over here, trying to train you to do this, putting you in the field, paying you minimum wages or paying. No, baby. You are doing you. And it is fantastic. And out of all the things that all of you, the people are doing, You are creating to make sure that your needs, your wants, and your desires are right there ready to be satisfied. Now, this works for every human being on the face of the earth. What man amongst you, what nationality amongst you, what gender amongst you, what religion amongst you can guide you there and tell you something that simple that satisfies. Oh, but in order for it to happen, you got to want it. And if you're looking for other programs that have already been set up, then you are a distraction. So what should those do who wants the heavenliness? How can they fight against you when all they're willing to do is anything and your love won't allow you to? One thing too your love will not allow you to do is the bend. Well, let me see. I wanted you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that in America you got the capitalist system. Then people start talking about socialism. Apparently they threatened by socialism, but I don't see any socialistic system that works because they are designed by human beings and they corrupted one way or another. Somebody's going to get and others are not going to get. But there is one, and that's the one I just shared with you. Let me think for a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, some of my other videos, I have given what I have been given in relationship of dealing with any situation that you are faced with, challenged by that which is to destroy the love of God. Now, if you're interested, check out some of my videos, other videos, and they are many. The other thing I want to say is this, and then I'm going to leave it alone. When I talk to you about God, I don't talk to you about God the way you might be familiar with. That God I heard about, that God I read about, and that God I was taught about. And I used to try to be as that God had been referenced to me. But one day, I had a confrontation with life and death. And I was so unafraid of death till I only believed in life. And I committed myself, not recognizing that death was there waiting. And all of a sudden, what wasn't was. And I'm here to tell the story. One more time. Every human being on the face of the earth, utilizing the plan that I shared with you, can live as though you're in heaven. I don't care if you're in China, I don't care if you're in India, I don't care if you're in Africa, I don't care wherever you are, including everywhere you are. Working together, living together, loving together, putting behind that old stuff. And that came because of a relationship speaking to me. But I'm sharing with you, but I don't want you to just listen to me. I want you to find your way. And it is by we finding our way. It is by we listening to that same spirit of truth. Not you listening to me. And I'm trying to, my message is going to take you to paradise on earth. No. The moment you think that's going to happen, things are messed up. It's going to require you. You heard of the straight and narrow. It's going to require you. Now, some of you would have to be influenced by seeing God expressed through those who have had that a relationship, or who have that relationship. That will be your uh, what you call teaching, because you see it, and it'll do just like any other thing that'll do if you commit yourself to it. But you, my friends, would have to stop believing in your race. You're going to have to stop believing in your gender. You're going to have to stop believing in your country and your rules and your regulations and your superiority. You're going to have to stop believing in that. You're going to have to stop believing in your weaknesses. You're going to have to stop believing in your nobodiness. You're going to have to stop believing in it'll do. You're going to have to stop believing in somebody's going to come and save you. That power is right here with you right now, ready for you to wake up and grab it. Don't stay asleep. You know, you've been threatening. They don't want you to wake up. I mean, who don't want you to wake up? Lies and jive. They don't want you to wake up. But when you wake up, my friends, you'll see a brand new story. So having said this, I think maybe I might have made a point to someone. And if I did, God is blessed. And if I didn't, whew, it was nice trying. Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.